Poker2Nite is brought to you by Bluff Magazine, the world's leading poker publication. Welcome back to Poker2Nite. Scott Huff alongside Joe Sebok. Now, before we roll out coin flipping, some of you at home may not know what coin flipping has to do with poker. And for that, let's go to the Poker2Nite dictionary. And Joe, you can tell the people at home what it is.
Coin flipping in poker are when two hands have a very, very similar shot to actually come out winner at the end of the hand. So maybe an ace-queen versus two tens, something like that. 51% to 49%. Really, it could go either way.
All right, well done. So in coin flipping, Sebok and I are going to figure out which two of the following closely matched pairs has the slight mathematical edge over the other.
Yes, let's do this.
All right, first pairing, as a no-limit hold'em cash game player, Phil Ivey versus Patrick Antonius.
God, this is the definition of a coin flip. It's so sick either way. I mean, you got Phil, you got Patrick, you got Phil. I'm going to go with Phil because he looks scarier.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to play either of these guys, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and stereotype the Scandies and say they're probably better at Omaha since they're European.
Either way, I mean, either way, it's so close. All right, 50K horse versus the main event championship.
Definitely the main event. It's the biggest tournament in the world. The 50K horse is kind of a boys' club for the big names in poker. I'm going main event.
A boys' club for the best players in the world? Because I think that's what the winner of the 50K is generally. That's all the prestige. That is the most skill that comes down to it. It's 100%. It's going to be the 50K.
Let me know when someone puts you in. For your own player of the year, Cornell Simpan versus Eric Basebaldy Baldwin.
This one, it couldn't be easier. Basebaldy. He's a Cubs fan. He's an unbelievable player. He just ended up taking out another tournament at the Bellagio this last week. I don't think this one is even really that close, to be honest with you.
Well, didn't Cornell Simpan knock you out of a satellite or something like that? I think you have something personal.
Why does that have to focus on me? Let's
Cornell Andrew Simpan is my player of the year because he needs to get these guys with the three names off the schneid. You never hear anything good about a guy with a first, middle, and last name. I'm saying Cornell Andrew Simpan, bringing back three-name guys from the dead. I like him as my player of the year.
I think there's a reason for that. Right? With the three names, there might be a reason for that.
Up next, two monsters of the Vegas Strip, Bellagio versus Venetian.
This one's close, but the Bellagio has the big game. It's sort of entrenched as the main poker room in Las Vegas. It's got a lot of history. I think the Bellagio's the win here.
Come on, the Venetian's an up-and-comer now. It's got a very legitimate poker room going. The deep stack tournament's there, so I'm going with the Venetian, although I will say stay out of the pit, people at home, because that architecture is beautiful, and they built it on somebody's money, and it's probably yours. All right, and finally, Big Mac versus Quarter Pounder.
I don't think that's a race. It's a domination. It's the Big Mac with the rehydrated onions, my friend.
Rehydrated onions. Did you go to Hamburger U? I'm thinking it's the middle bun, just so I can disagree with you. But whatever it is, it's a domination. Definitely more of an ace-king versus ace-queen type situation. And as long as we're talking about a queen, it's time for Dana Workman and the Weekly Misdeal, brought to you by Bluff Magazine, the world's leading poker publication.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to the Weekly Misdeal, your one-stop shop for all poker's meanest headlines, from soup to the nuts. This week in Conspiracy Theories, when asked about why he lied to his wife during the coverage of the final table, Darvin Moon said he felt like crew members listening in might be sharing information with other players. Apparently, he also thinks the ESPN final table took place on the same soundstage where they faked the Apollo moon landings. 21-year-old world champ Joe Cada visited Washington, D.C. last week to campaign on behalf of online poker. According to reports, he dined at local eatery, raised the stakes. It's a little ironic, but more ironic, he bought his suit at a store called Fold the Button. Montel Williams is being sued by Guardian Gaming for a supposed breach of contract involving the International Team Poker League. The suit accuses Williams of not only breach of contract, but intentional misrepresentation, fraud, unjust enrichment, and conversion. But just to be clear, he is not the baby's father. It's time for the Poker2Nite Gift of the Week. Marcel Lusk has announced plans to release a new album. The record will contain 2 original songs along with 11 covers. Lusk will perform live at the Bellagio on December 20th. So Poker2Nite pooled our money together to get the following gift. Not for Marcel, but for anyone unfortunate enough to be at the Bellagio that night. And finally, Poker2Nite goofed last week when we mentioned John Fan and then showed a photo of David the Dragon Pham. Steve Wynn couldn't be reached for comment. I'm Dana Workman, and this has been your Weekly Misdeal, pulling this show out of the muck since 2009.
All right, Dana, thank you as always. Still to come on Poker Tonight, a priest, a sergeant, and a 9/11 hero make a final table on Fox. We'll preview that when we return. Poker Tonight, back after this. Poker Tonight has been brought to you by UB.net. Welcome back to Poker Tonight. Scott Huff alongside Joe Sebok. And Sebs, obviously a ton of action happening around the country right now.
Seems like everywhere right now.
We've got the WPT 15K at Bellagio, the World Series of Poker circuit about to kick off in Atlantic City. But maybe the biggest prize that can be given away, depending if they can take it down, is this PokerStars.net $1 Million Challenge.
I think it's the most exciting prize. You know, you have to keep in mind, these guys are not professional players. These are internet qualifiers getting the shot at not only Daniel Negreanu, but at $1 million in itself. So I think everyone's keeping their eyes on that.
Well, they're down to the final four at the PokerStars.net $1 Million Challenge, and here are your finalists.
Mike Gazowski, a 9/11 first responder, won a special sit-and-go tournament for the final seat. He'll join Father Andrew Trapp, Brian Barboza, and Sergeant Denny Luna. The winner takes on Daniel Negreanu for a chance at $1 million. You can see it December 27th following football on Fox. And don't forget to head over to UB.net for their online qualifiers in the Poker Tonight Pro Challenge and your chance at World Series of Poker Gold.
Can I enter?
Nope.
Please?
Negative.
All right, that's all the time we've got for Poker Tonight. Join us again next week as we'll be back with the results of the 5-Diamond Doyle Brunson Classic. But for now, I'd like to thank our guest, Mike Sexton. Thank you. For Dana Workman and Joe Sebok. This is Scott Huff saying, keep our seats open.